Well, it's likely by now you've heard that getting on podcast shows is a great way to promote your business, your book, your speaking, whatever it is you're an expert at. It's a great way to showcase your expertise. However, there are a few mistakes that lots of people are making, and that prevents them from really optimizing the opportunity. In this episode, we're going to talk about the three major mistakes that people make and how to avoid that. So stick around.
Welcome to the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show, where your host, Kathleen Gage, shines the spotlight on vegan and plant-based businesses and entrepreneurs from all walks of life committed to cruelty-free eating, healthy lifestyles, animal compassion, and the environment. Enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kathleen Gage with Vegan Visibility, and today we're going to talk about what mistakes people make when they get on podcast shows, or I should say when they try to get on podcast shows. A few weeks ago, I actually injured myself. I had an accident where I broke my wrist and had to have surgery. And so this is the first day in 3 weeks that I've been in my office, and it's limited mobility. I'm just doing what I can. But in that time, I didn't check emails as frequently as I normally do. And when I did, I was amazed at how many requests I got to be on my podcast show. There's two shows that I have. One is this particular show, Vegan Visibility, and the other one is Plant-Based Eating for Health. Now, in the description of the show and on my website, it clearly indicates only those who are 100% void of all animal and dairy products are on my show. Really, really clear. Really simple. Well, I got a boatload of requests and probably 80% of them did not fit the criteria. And so the first question I would ask people before even digging into the information that they sent me, and it was interesting because some people just sent a simple request. Other people sent me PDFs, links, and they wanted me to look at everything. And I would send a message back saying, are you 100% plant-based? Are you 100% void of animal and dairy? And some went radio silent. Some ghosted me and didn't even respond. Others are like, well, no, I eat fish, but that should qualify me. It's like, no, it doesn't qualify you. And so they were immediately eliminated from the ability to get on my show. Now, those people that started out with, hey, I've listened to your show, I read your description, I want you to know that I am 100% void of all animal and dairy products. Those people got to the next level. They got on the phone with me. We were able to have a discussion to see what would be the best angle for them to talk about on either my Vegan Visibility show or on my Plant-Based Eating for Health show. So I want to share with you the three top mistakes that people make when they're trying to get on podcast shows. The first mistake they make is they don't know much about the show. They just throw a bunch of mud on the wall and they hope something will stick. The best thing that you can do is research the show, make sure it's a fit for your expertise, and make sure that your expertise is a fit for the show. For example, my Plant-Based Eating for Health show, a lot of people think that it's only about nutrition. It's not. It's also about being void of animal and dairy. Really, really simple. And yet people ignore that one important fact. I had one person who said, well, I'm representing the client so-and-so, and they've sold 600,000 books. And I said, are they completely void of animal and dairy? And they said, no, they eat fish. And I said, well, then I can't have them on my show, or I won't have them on my show. And they said, well, do you know who this person is? And it's like, I don't care who they are. What I care about is I branded the show a certain way. I have a certain message. I have a certain mission, and I'm very aligned with that. And the people who are on my shows are very aligned with that. So the first mistake people make is they don't research the show fully. They try to bypass the main criteria. The second mistake that people make is they're not prepared when they're requested to send certain information in, or if they're asked to send a book, they don't send a book. They think that they can bypass that. As a show host, if I'm going to interview an author, I want to be able to read their book, and I'm not going to go out and buy books for every person that's on my show, because if I buy every single guest's book, that could cost me thousands of dollars. And so I, as the host, am giving you the opportunity to showcase your expertise. So invite me to get a copy of your book. And that way I can know more about your book and I can talk about it during the interview. And if it's a video interview, I can hold that up and we can show. For example, right now I'm reading the book Hooked by Michael Moss. And I'm trying to hold it up with my left hand. I'm right-handed, but this is a great book. And if he were on my show, I would be holding the book up. I would be referring to things in the book because I read the book. So the next mistake that people make is if they're an author and they want to showcase their book, they don't send a copy of the book to the host of the show. Ask the host first before sending it without finding out if you're even going to be on the show. The third mistake people make is they don't have their information organized in a way that it's easy for the host to filter through it. For example, having a one sheet is a really good idea. One sheet basically talks about your expertise and makes it easy for the host to know who you are, what you do, and what you can talk about. So those are three main things that people make mistakes on when they try to get on shows. And I can tell you, getting on podcast shows is likely the best thing that you can do to showcase your expertise. Now, what should you do? Okay, here's the three things you should do. Let's flip it around. The first thing is, let me announce that this is Kathleen Gage with Vegan Visibility. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, leave a review, leave a rating. That really helps for other people to be able to see it. So let's start with the first thing you need to do. You need to know what the show is about. So listen to the show, watch the show, know what know what the show is about so that when you approach the host, you can say that I've actually listened to some episodes. The second thing that you want to do is make sure that you truly are a fit for the show. If there are certain criteria, make sure that you meet that criteria. The third thing to do is to make sure you have your information organized in a way that it's easy for the host to know who you are, what you do, and what you can be talking about. This is Kathleen Gage with Vegan Visibility, wishing you a great day, and I'm back in action. Have a great day.
You've been listening to the Vegan Visibility Podcast Show. Be sure to subscribe to get notified when the next episode is live. And we always appreciate reviews. Join us next time for more inspiration, education, and motivation to build your business one cruelty-free and healthy person at a time.